Hey, 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 everyone out there. This is Andy Christopher, aka the dad I listen to frequently, with the most special episode on the face of the planet. We have been graced with the presence of the one, the only Dr. Julia Christopher. And not only that, but we're what, 12? 12?
Almost exactly 12.
Almost exactly 12 hours away from inviting baby girl Christopher into this crazy universe. So, Julia, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Not one to mince words, Julia. So we're going to talk about a few things today, a few fun things. I'll ask her a few rapid fire questions towards the end and pick her brain a little bit. We'll probably just argue on air about all the things that are going to happen over the next 48 hours. But um, mostly what we wanted to touch upon for all parents, mothers, fathers, everyone, is how to prepare for this particular moment, this particular day, in terms of getting a go bag ready, in terms of preparing the house, in terms of conversations to be had with your partner. And we'll just kind of shoot from the hip a little bit. We don't have a real big script here. And so we'll touch upon those things. And then I think Julia wanted to hit some others out there with some truth bombs. She was talking about the things that parents need to hear but don't necessarily want to hear. So maybe she'll remember a couple of those. Who knows?
Yeah, or maybe we do that in a different episode. It might be a whole episode.
Maybe a whole other episode because we do need to get to sleep tonight because well, she's giving birth tomorrow. So, my love, tomorrow is here. Well, that's impossible, but you know what I mean. And why don't you tell everyone, how has this pregnancy, this second pregnancy, been for you? And, what are your thoughts on how you've prepared for tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, this pregnancy has been much different. A lot healthier pregnancy. At the same time, my body hurts way more. I'm also older, so and you have a 35-pound toddler. So all those things kind of contribute to it just being a little bit more physically demanding. Um, but it's been pretty great here at the end to be able to go into this a lot more prepared instead of sitting in the hospital for a couple weeks waiting for him to come out and hoping he stays in with literally nothing done. We've got literally everything done this time.
Pretty much all in the books.
All the clothes are clean. The dresser is stuffed with baby clothes and all the blankets are ready. We've got our changing tables ready. Furniture's rearranged in the way that we want it to be. Everything's out of the box and all the Graco equipment has been snap clicked.
Snap click.
So we really have everything that we need going forward. And now we have a date and a time and it's here.
What about why don't you share what did we do this past week? What was kind of on your mindset in terms of taking care of Arlo and the past week of what you wanted to do?
Well, I called my last week naps, no laps. So I took a nap every single day, which I think is a very important thing to do if you have the opportunity and you have the privilege to be able to be off work a little bit before you have a baby. Take a nap every single day. Seems like time wasted of your freedom, but sleeping is freedom. And the no laps part of it was that I ate a meal every day that I really enjoyed with no human being sitting on my lap, which is something that, again, you really take for granted when it's not happening. And then with Arlo, we've just been trying to spend as much quality time with him as possible and getting him ready for what's coming and reminding him about how special he is to us. We said goodnight to him tonight, and it was really weird to look at him and think, next time I see you, everything is going to be different. But just kind of trying to prepare him for that and prepare ourselves for that as well.
So yeah, it's been really great to this time around, I think, do it more in line with what we were expecting the first time. As you recall from previous episodes, the first pregnancy was, a miscarriage. The second pregnancy was Julia was in the hospital for what, 17 days?
Hmm.
17 days with preeclampsia. And we kind of had these final moments and opportunities, I'll say taken from us, so to speak, but everything was in service of the right moves to be made in terms of getting baby out on time. And this time, you know, we've both kind of gone back and forth in terms of our little freakouts of, oh my gosh, it's happening. We can't do this. We've had to be the sane one for the other person in terms of, hey, we're going to be okay. But even just today, we got to go to breakfast and we got to take a nap together. We got to pick up Arlo together. We went and took him out to a little arcade and played mini golf, and we went bowling. And Julia, by the way, rolled a strike her first time out, which is probably better than anything she's done without a
Ever.
baby inside of her.
Ever in my entire bowling career.
And so just these little moments of being able to really wind things down and put a bow on everything and really feel prepared as best as we can for the unpreparable is has just been, I know I've been grateful for it. And just to comment on the other part of it is, if you're going after that second kid and you have the opportunity to really, I don't want to say coach, but really get your first child involved in the process. I feel like Little Man has really started to grasp what's happening to the point where he's been clinging to Julia a lot more because I think he knows that there's this other being coming in, and he looks at her belly and calls her sissy. And we have a video of him feeding a bottle to the fake baby and putting it in the what's the swing called?
Just the swing.
The swing, the moving, the mechanical swing. And you really have to take that responsibility seriously, I think, to prepare your first child for what's coming. And do you want to, Love, do you maybe want to comment on, you know, what you felt you did to help prepare Arlo for this moment?
Sure. It's hard when they're 2 years old and don't fully understand what's going on, and they can't see it, they can't feel it, they can't hear it. And so it's definitely a abstract what's the word?
Concept?
Yes,
Concept?
concept. Reading the word consult on your board over there. Consult.
Gotta consult.
Concept for a 2-year-old. And so um I think we started to mention it to him pretty early in the pregnancy. And then as my belly started to grow, we would remind him every so often. And sometimes he would kind of scoff at us, or I remember we told him she was gonna live with us, that when she came out, she was gonna come home and live with us. And he gave us a look I've never seen from him before, where it was death across his face. Are you kidding me right now?
What the are you
Yeah.
talking about?
And so, at that point, we kind of backed off on the talk about her. And, you just kind of have to push a little bit. And then when they resist, you back off. Um, but we did get him a very cute little baby doll, which he sometimes picks up and throws across the room. And then sometimes he picks up and gives it a fake bottle, or worries about where her hat is and
Which
make
is
sure.
which is what I do too, by the way.
And so, and then, we just talked to him about it. We talked to him about the plan and what's going to happen. And um, he has always done better when we explain to him what's going on.
Yeah, it really feels like it's sunk in. I'd say about 2.5 weeks ago. And that was over the course of a couple of months at least.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that initial response isn't favorable, just just keep reminding and keep letting them know that your family is going to be different, but that this difference is going to be good and more loving. And another thing with him that we've really been stressing is that he's going to be helping us. He loves to help around the house. We joke about how much he loves to vacuum. During potty training, we joke about how he just wants to poop his pants so that he can clean it up. And so we're really framing everything as, hey man, we need your help. When Sissy comes here, you're going to be her big brother and you're going to be our best helper. And we're going to need you to show her things and help get us things, give her, help get her bottle so that we can feed her. And he's really seemed to kind of sharpen up in terms of his own demeanor. And it's been very cool to witness. So yes, if you are going after kid number 2, make sure that kid number 1 knows what's happening. And we obviously have no idea how the dynamic is going to be different and which child is going to feed off of what child in whatever moment in time. But at least I feel we've given our family the chance to really hit the ground running and really thrive. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah. To the best of our ability, I think we have.
So what for you has been the biggest difference, good or bad, between pregnancy 1 and pregnancy 2?
I mean, for me, I think it's been the health issue in the second pregnancy has been so much healthier. And it's kind of been interesting because the first time, well, when I was pregnant with Arlo, we were in the middle of COVID. The lockdown started basically when I was 12 weeks pregnant. And um, there's a lot of just being locked up in the house and we're not going anywhere and you don't know what happens to pregnant women and just a lot of anxiety and stress around that part of it. And then as I got sick, um, with him, it was hard to let go. I'm pretty type A personality. And you have this idea that like you're gonna just grind and it's gonna be fine and you're gonna work up until the day that you have the baby and you're gonna go into labor at work and it's gonna be a 10-hour labor and voila, you'll have a baby and everybody's going to think you're a rock star. Well, that's a great plan, right? That's a great ideal. And if that's what you hope happens, keep that in your mind because it could happen. It's likely it will happen. But I think being sick, having to go into the hospital multiple times really got my attention to not be so stubborn about things. um they'd put me on bed rest at home, but you can only be on bed rest to some extent at home. It's very hard even without a child there. And so when they put me on bed rest in the hospital, it was pretty eye-opening to be stuck there 14 days in a room with no window, uh just waiting, hoping I could get out of there, but hoping that he stays in longer. And it was very weird. And I think it really enlightened me about how little control you have as a parent. I think it really prepared me for that part of it, where you think you want this to happen this way, and once you're a parent, you really lose a lot of that control. You have to roll the punches a lot better. So this pregnancy has been a lot more like that, and definitely for the better. Kept waiting that I was going to get sick and get preeclampsia again or have high blood pressure again, and it never happened. Been very easy. It's actually been nice. Sometimes I kind of forgot I was pregnant. Some days where I just, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, aren't I? But it wasn't just the forefront of my mind all the time like it was with Arlo. So yeah, it's been nice in that way. But like I mentioned before, it's definitely harder on my body.
Do you think this time around, knowing what was coming because we have raised the child to this point, do you think that helped you stress a little bit less, which led to just kind of less stress on your body?
Yeah, that's definitely possible. Um, Absolutely.
So basically, once you have one kid, you've already figured it out. You know what's coming. And I'm absolutely lying. We have no idea what's coming next. And so whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 kids, doesn't matter what it is, I'm sure each pregnancy, each child will have, their own challenges, their own triumphs, and not to mention personalities. But one thing Julia did point out in Arlo's pregnancy, he was kicking the crap out of her uterus, and he has turned out to be an absolute, lit piece of dynamite when it comes to the toddler years. And if that lends itself to the personality of your child, little sister has been a bit more cordial, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can kind of tell her personality is different than his already. She stayed in a month longer.
She's already nicer.
She has not kicked a dent in my uterus. Arlo actually did kick a dent into my uterus. Yeah, she reminds me that she's there every day, but she's not she hasn't been torturing me.
She's not pushy about it.
Not pushy.
It's like, hey mom,
I'm here.
we're still cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next piece we wanted to cover, you company.
Yeah.
No, not even close. The next piece we want to cover, the hospital go bag. So in preparing for around the house, we've got everything situated, but you don't really need most of it set up until about what, 6 months?
Yeah.
And so Julia did a wonderful job of, getting clothes out, getting things washed. We got a great donation from the family in the Midwest. And so once all the clothes were done and bassinet was ordered and put together, it was kind of like, okay, we went through and, got the different tiers and the different months based off of the old clothes, just kind of ready to go. But that's not something you need immediately. So it's really just preparing your immediate needs for the first 3 months or so. If you get hyper obsessed with getting the crib built and all the things, you forget that you don't need that crap until you're actually there.
Well, and a very serious pro tip on the crib: cribs don't fit in and out of an average door. So if you have your crib built in the nursery and you're planning on having the baby sleep with you for 6 to 12 months, which is the recommendation, you're going to want that crib in your bedroom and not in their nursery. And you're going to build it. It's going to look cute. You're going to take a picture. Then you have to take it down, and that sucks. And then you build it back in your room, and then a few months later you have to take it back down and put it in their nursery. So keep that in mind. Our crib is in the garage right now. It's not doing anything. Once she's out of the bassinet, we'll get the crib built in our room. But we made that mistake already once. That's why we know that.
Go back to my episode on Allen wrenches if you want to really know the pain that could be bestowed upon you if you built a crib too early for your second child. But give us a rundown here, love. What are the essentials that parents should have prepared? I mean, even in an initial go bag, much less, your second child. Run us through what's really necessary, because, tomorrow we're going to be doing a planned C-section. First time in, you were there for over 2 weeks. So what are the essentials to have in your go bag once baby is ready to come?
Absolutely. I have it written down because we just went through our go bag.
It's that important.
It's that important. Well, there are a few things I didn't know, and you can find a list online exhaustively, I'm sure. But things that I wish that I would have taken the first time. Nursing pillow. So if you're planning on breastfeeding, bring a nursing pillow with you. Get it before you have the baby. You want to have something ready to go. You're going to be tired no matter how you have this baby, you're going to be tired. And so and if you've had a C-section, you're going to want a little pillow there to help you with the baby. It doesn't matter if they weigh 5 to 8 pounds, your arm will get tired. So bring a nursing pillow. We didn't have one. And I had stacked up 5 pillows from the hospital, and it was just so uncomfortable. And you're not going to have as good a success if you don't have a very good, comfortable pillow, and your baby's comfortable and you're comfortable. So bring one. This podcast is not sponsored, but I personally have tried a few of them, and I like the original Boppy. I think it's the easiest, most low-key nursing pillow out there. They are a little bit expensive, but if you're going to have more than one kid, you also are going to, you will use this 10, 15 times a day for the first few months of their life. So worth the investment. Other thing is nipple cream. They will provide you with some really thick lanolin cream, but if you don't want to use that, or you just want something a little bit less, you have to wipe lanolin off before you breastfeed. So if you want something that's easy, ready to go, like olive oil or something based nipple cream, get that.
Lanolin, like sheep's wool.
Like sheep's wool. Yeah, exactly. But they're going to tell you breastfeeding shouldn't hurt. It should be this, it should be that, whatever. Just have nipple cream ready to go in case you need it. Don't be waiting 2-3 days for your Amazon order. You might be in bad shape by then. Nursing bras, no matter if you are going to breastfeed or bottle feed or formula feed, whatever it's going to be, you want a loose bra those first few days. There's nothing like that milk that's going to come in. It's weird. So comfy bras. I do think a robe is worthwhile. I know there's a lot of stuff on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and wherever else
MySpace,
yep. Wherever else they target you for purchasing stuff. But cute little matching outfits, this, that, whatever. If you have a robe, you're going to be really happy that you have a robe, because you're going to be wearing these weird mesh underwear, no matter if you have vaginal birth or C-section.
It's like a hairnet on your
for your ass,
for your undies. It's hairnets for your ass. That's that should be the sponsor.
It's like a maxi pad that's like 18 inches long and 5 inches thick, and that's what you're wearing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like at first you think it's kind of kinky, and then it's just like the grossest thing.
So that's
forgot about the
mesh hairnet for your ass. So yeah, a robe is a good thing to have for your room for sure. And then we didn't know this, but we should have brought baby clothes.
Mm-hmm.
They did not have. They had like Arlo was in a diaper and this like 3 to 6 month shirt that didn't even button. It just crossed over his body, and that was all the clothes they had. And I'm like, why do you have 3 to 6 month clothes at the hospital?
They start at 0. Right?
He weighed 5 pounds, 10 ounces. This is huge on him. So we didn't know that we needed to bring clothes for the baby, which maybe sounds stupid, but now you know. Something comfy, easy. Those little bubble sleepers are good with the little elastic at the bottom, so it's easy to change their diaper, because you're going to be doing that a lot. And then basic toiletries, phone chargers, snacks. For yourself, like I said, a robe, comfortable bra, and then you need something loose to go home in, moms, because you are going to look as pregnant as you did when you walked in that hospital. And now you're wearing your weird mesh underwear with your gigantic maxi pad, and your boobs are twice the size as they were when you went in, and you just don't, everything is swollen. So make sure you have something comfortable to go home in. And then a lot of people, want to do kind of cute newborn photos. If that's something that you want to do, make sure you have a bag with all that stuff ready to go, clean and washed and all that stuff.
There you go. You heard it here from the authority. And one thing I would add, well, for dads, I mean, I'm just bringing underwear and t-shirts. It's a simple game on our side of things. But the other thing I would add, and we spoke about this on an earlier episode, get your car seat situated in the car, so the base of it, and then be prepared to bring the actual seat itself inside for what's known as a stress test. Is that right?
Apnea test.
An apnea test. And what size child is that for? Or is that just for preterm?
Not sure, to be honest with you. I think it might be size. I think you're right. Might be under 6 pounds. They make you put the baby in the seat for an hour and they watch to make sure that the baby doesn't stop breathing.
There you go. Yeah, we had no idea. So I literally had to run out at one point and bring the car seat back in. So it's not something that you need to have right next to you the entire time. Like you go into the delivery room, you don't need to bring the car seat in, but just something you want to have in the room so that when the test pops up, you just don't have to leave.
Yeah, and one other thing that we thought of this time, knowing our hospital where we're going to be delivering, the walk is pretty decent. And so we're going to bring our stroller base to hook the car seat into so that we
Nice.
can stroll the baby out instead of having to carry her the whole way with the car seat. That sucks. So anytime you can click your car seat into a stroller, do it.
Bingo. Yeah, basically failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So don't let it happen to you. You've got the list, go back and listen to it. Another thing that's been really nice is that our neighbors actually they have almost a 1 month old now, and they've brought their daughter by a few times. So just keep an eye out if you can see a younger child again. I know that I forgot how small,
So small.
so tiny they are when they're first born, because now we've got mini Hulk, who just was terrorizing Buffalo Wild Wings earlier today, and he's stronger than me, and that's not an embellishment. You forget that at one point he was just sitting in my man dad cleavage, just sleeping, and he was getting bathed in this tiny little thing, like a little thimble base. And so if you can get the feel again, at least a little bit of exposure to that really, really early baby, then take advantage of it, because it's just going to make you feel more prepared, because you get used to a certain groove, and now there's going to be two babies grooving at very different times and periods in their lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, really quick, we'll take a time out for our sponsor, which is Boppy, the number one name in nursing pillows. I'm just kidding. So we'll look to put a bow on this thing here pretty quick, and we're gonna try and get some sleep. And I don't know how well I'm gonna sleep tonight, but we'll see. Um, let me put you on the spot here. How about during the pregnancy, what is one thing that you feel is like essential for moms to know the second time around, in terms of just their mindset and maybe what they might be thinking about differently? What do you think has been like that one thing that's either helped you the most, or something to be aware of going into that second pregnancy?
Um, I had a very, very strong morning reaction with my relationship with Arlo. Um, I would I would just be thinking about how different it was going to be and how I felt like I wouldn't be able to be there for him, how things were going to change between us. And that was really hard to work through. And I did, and I'm ready and I'm excited, and I'm excited to see him as a brother. But I was very happy to find out that this is something that a lot of other mothers feel also. And you shouldn't feel bad about that. It is what it is. It's how you feel. And so you just have to kind of take it for what it is and don't let it ruin your relationship with your new baby. But just remember that those kinds of feelings are normal, and that it will get better, and you're going to love both of these babies as much as you can. That's
Your love just grows.
what they say.
How about this one? What about one recommendation for dads to be the second time around, either helping you through the pregnancy, helping moms through the pregnancy, or about what to really be aware of and dialed into as soon as baby number 2 is born?
I think remembering that the second time, well, for me, I can't speak for every woman, but the bitch cells grew fast and wild this time for me. And I think it's because you're dealing with a toddler and you're dealing with all the things in life, but I was much more moody this time, and Andy was very, very patient with me. But just kind of keep that in mind, that it's there's a lot emotionally going on, and then you have pregnancy rage. It is harder to control when you have a 2-year-old that has 2-year-old rage. So I think that would be, and I think moms are less inhibited the second time because you've lived that raw mom life, and you're a lot more able and eager to just say what you think and how you feel. And so second time, don't be, just be patient with that. And it will get better.
If you've never seen the later seasons of Scrubs, there's a season where Dr. Cox and Jordan are having baby number 2, and Jordan's walking into the hospital after being beckoned when she just wanted to be resting at home. And that's what I think of in terms of
Sometimes when I walk in the door.
when she talks about the bitch cells growing. Just be patient, be ready, and be accommodating as best as you can. I can tell you, I think I won a couple extra bonus points when Julia took all the baby bottles out, but then I was the one who cleaned them the first time and put them away, because that was such a massive, horrific sticking point the first time around, in terms of just like scrubbing your hands raw, trying to clean these things, and triple feeding, and really go back to the first pregnancy and be like, dude, whatever really like was either deficient on my part or what irked you the most at that point in time, let's rectify that immediately. Let's make that a thing that is a non-issue anymore. And you can almost feel things just kind of alleviate as we started unpacking everything from boxes. But once the baby bottles were done, I felt like that was a big step.
Yeah. Absolutely. If I never had to wash another bottle in my life, I would feel happy.
Ugh,
Or
happier. So, baby girl, if you listen to this 18 years down the road or whenever, if you never use a bottle, you'll be mom's favorite. So that's really all we got for you on this particular episode. We covered quite a bit in terms of preparing yourself mentally, preparing your house physically, preparing your go bag for baby number 2. And now we're just going to try and get some sleep, and bright and early we're going to be up and out of here, and I guarantee you we'll be checked in and in gowns before you know it tomorrow. So anything you want to either tell yourself for down the road, or you want to tell baby girl or little man for down the road?
I love you both very much. And I'm so excited to see Arlo become a big brother. I'm so excited to meet baby girl tomorrow. It's going to be life-changing and really, really cool.
There you go. So let us know, what have been your experiences on baby 2, baby 3, baby 4, and beyond. Is there anything in your go bag that we're missing that could really benefit other parents out there? Drop me a line, thedilfshow@gmail.com, all the socials at the DILF Show. We've even got the website still cranking along, thedilfshow.com. So let us know anywhere. Love to connect. Love to hear all your stories. And yeah, that's really it. Thank you so much to my lovely wife for staying awake this long to to record this and get this in the books, especially the night before. Such a big momentous occasion in our lives and in our families' lives. So it's the DILF, it's the MILF. The MILF and the DILF signing off. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thank you so much, and have a great one.